Spa-Francorchamps, the regular home of the Grand Prix in Belgium since the 1980s, but with a long history before that. The 7.004 kilometre circuit is one of the drivers' favourites, and it's not hard to see why. First corner La Source, 72 kilometres an hour, always exciting at the start of the race. From here, the drivers head downhill, gaining speed towards the majestic Eau Rouge corner. They enter the fast left at 312 kilometres an hour, gravity slowing them to 295 as they climb the hill through Raidillon and towards the Kemmel Straight. This is the long straight building up to 310 kilometres an hour that is the principal overtaking place on this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. The DRS zone is very important here. At the end of the straight is Les Comps chicane, which often sees collisions in the early laps of the race as the drivers break down to 140 kilometres an hour, 4G of deceleration. The next corner is Malmedy, 175 kilometres an hour, then heading down to Bruxelles, which many know as Rivage. The drivers hit 3.5G as they decelerate to 110 kilometres an hour for the long right-hander, building up to 160 kilometres an hour for the left-hander that follows. These two corners present a real challenge in the wet, often catching drivers out. There's a short downhill blast before Pouhon, which is a double left-hander and one of the real favourites for the drivers. The first left-hander at Pouhon is taken at 235 kilometres an hour, building up speed to the second part, which is at 265 kilometres an hour. The cars exit Pouhon at 285 kilometres an hour, heading down towards Fagnes, which is taken at 160 on the right-hander and 175 on the left-hander. After Fagnes, there are two very important corners, Stavelot and Paul Frere, both right-handers. This is where the old 14-kilometre circuit rejoins the current one. Stavelot is taken at 230 kilometres an hour, then Paul Frere, the gradual right, at 290 kilometres an hour. And from here, it's flat out all the way once again to the chicane, over 20 seconds of full throttle. One of the most ferocious corners on the track is Blanchimont, which is taken at 310 kilometres an hour. This is not a place to go off the racetrack. One of the biggest challenges for the drivers at this track is braking for the final chicane, which is taken at just 70 kilometres an hour. They brake from around 130 metres out, shedding 250 kilometres an hour in a second and a half. Then it's onto the pit straight and the start of another lap of this great Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Now you can see why it's such a hit with both drivers and Formula One fans.